to the channel. Today I'm making a homemade cinnamon roll cake. We've all done cinnamon rolls before, but this way you don't have to cut it out. We're going to put it all in an iron skillet and bake it just like you will a cake. So come on and let's get started. Okay, we're going to start by adding our flour. And it takes 3 cups of all-purpose flour. So I'm using a ½ cup measuring cup so it'll fit in my flour container. So I'll need 6 of these. So we're going to start scooping them out. And I'm not trying to get it exactly level. Okay, that's 2. Okay, there's my 3 cups of flour. Okay, and now to the flour, we're going to add 1 cup of regular sugar. And then right here, I have 4 tablespoons of baking powder. So we're going to put that in the dry ingredients. And then it calls for 1/4 teaspoon of salt. And I've got pink salt right here, and that's what I'm going to use. And now I'm going to mix all that dry ingredients together good and get my sugar and my salt and my baking powder all mixed together. And then set this to the side. Okay, and now we're going to add our wet ingredients together. We're going to start by 2 eggs, I'm going to use the whisk that I use for my dry ingredients, and I'm going to just give them a mix. I want to have them mixed together. And now we're going to add 1/4 of a cup of melted butter, 1½ cups of milk, and then we're going to add 2 teaspoons of vanilla. And then we're going to give the wet ingredients a mix, just to get them all combined good together. And now I'm going to add my wet ingredients to my dry ingredients and give that a mix. Now you can use a stand mixer for this, but I'm just going to use this whisk and mix it all together. Or if you even had a hand blender. And this recipe is not a real thin dough either. It's a little bit of a thicker dough. And you'll see why when we make the other part of the recipe that's going to go in this dough. Okay, that's how I want it right there. And once you get this mixed up, just set this to the side, because now we got to work on the other part. Now we got to spray our iron skillet real good so it don't stick. And I even make my cinnamon rolls. Sometimes I'll use this skillet when I do real cinnamon rolls, but today we're doing the cinnamon roll cake. Okay, now I'm going to go ahead, now that I got my iron skillet sprayed and our mixture that we set over there to the side, we're going to go ahead and add our cake batter in our iron skillet. And then we're just going to level that out a little bit. And it don't have to be perfect because we're fixing to add something else to this. And once you get at this stage right here, while you're mixing your other part up, go ahead and preheat your oven to 325. Okay, now we're going to need 1 cup of brown sugar. And I'm using the dark brown. You can use light brown or dark brown. And then to your brown sugar, you're going to add 1 tablespoon of cinnamon. And then to the cinnamon and the brown sugar, we're going to add 1 stick of butter. And it has to be like softened. You'll need it softened just a little bit. And it needs to be about like that. Not melted, just room temperature, or if you have to zap it in the microwave, just only do it for like 15 seconds. Okay, and now to this mixture, you're going to add 2 tablespoons of flour. Okay, and now we're just going to take our fork and just sort of mash in that softened butter to all that brown sugar. Now that I got the brown sugar and the cinnamon and the butter all mixed in and blended good, that butter softened up real good into that brown sugar. There's still a little bitty clump. Now we're going to add it to our cake batter. Okay, now you just take your fork and you're going to mix it all in your batter. And try to get it into the edges. And now that you got it all mixed together, we're going to put it in the oven and bake it for around 35 minutes on 325. Okay, now that we've got our cinnamon roll cake in the oven baking, now we're going to make the icing. And we're just going to use powdered sugar, a little milk, and a tiny bit of vanilla. Okay, I put my milk in this bowl, that way I can drizzle it out real slow, because when you're making powdered sugar icing, you don't want to put much milk in it. You want to just put a little bit at a time so you don't get it too runny. Okay, we're going to add just a tiny bit of vanilla, not even going to measure it. Maybe 1/4 of a teaspoon. And then we're going to start off by adding our powdered sugar. And all our baking products we keep in mason jars. My powdered sugar, my sugar, baking powder, baking soda, and then my flour, I keep it in a big container. we're just going to start off by, we'll say 4 tablespoons of powdered sugar. So that's 1/4 of a cup. And then we're just going to start slowly and add our milk. See, when using powdered sugar for icing, it don't take much milk at all. And this is what we're going to drizzle over our cinnamon roll cake. I'm going to add just a little bit more powdered sugar because I think I need a little bit more than that. And I may have to add a little bit more milk. Oh yeah, that's what we need right there. And I'm not going to add any more milk to that. It looks like it's ready. Now let's check it. Okay, I got me a toothpick, and that's what we're going to check my cake with to see if it comes out clean. I think she's done. Okay, we're going to let it sit here for around 15 minutes and cool down before we put the icing on it. But y'all just look at those cinnamon swirls. Isn't that pretty? Okay, now we're going to start adding the icing. Okay, that's my icing on my cinnamon roll cake. And I think she turned out pretty. Now I'll cut a piece and let y'all see what it looks like on the inside. Now you can cut it just like a cake, or you could cut it into little squares. But this one I think I'm going to cut just like a cake. And I'm just going to cut out a little tiny piece, which that's not too tiny, to let y'all see what it looks like. And it's still warm, so I got to be real careful with it. I got to get me a scooper. Y'all hold on a minute. Okay, here's a picture of what it looks like on the inside. You can see the swirls. Your icing's on top. Tastes just like a cinnamon roll, but it's a cake, y'all. Okay, y'all, I hope you give our cinnamon roll cake a try. If you do and you like it, don't forget to give us a thumbs up. Like, share, and subscribe to our channel if you hadn't already. Thanks for watching.